Hello, the Lord has a message. He's calling this one Labors of Love, message 480. I had a few very real dreams last night. The first dream was really fun. I dreamed I was in a city with a lot of people that were putting together a live nativity. First, they were going to have a parade, and I got the feeling it was like the parade of lights that the Disney parks put on every night. The people that were in it had the jobs of the people in real life. The shepherds were real shepherds, the angels were real angels, etc. Then there were a few differences, and that was the wise men. In my dream, one of the wise men was from India, and he brought his whole family, and they were on elephants. The costumes they wore were red and quite elaborate. One of his daughters was very close to the elephants, and one of the elephants wanted to play. So she stood on its trunk, and it brought her to its eye level. And the girl started to ask it a question, expecting the elephant to answer. She asked it, "What is 4 times 8?" But before it could answer, her father gave the answer, 32. She told her father not to do that and was going to ask another. Then I woke up. How the elephant was going to answer, I have no idea. One thing that was quite apparent, though, was the love. The love in the people of that family and the animals. It was not just for each other, but for everyone. The next dream, I was in America, and there was war. A bad war all around. I was not shown the gory details, but I knew it was bad. And then I woke up. I did have a couple of more dreams that were just dreams, but I woke up at 5:15 and I heard a part of a song that I had not heard for many, many years. It is the end of the world as we know it. It is the end of the world as we know it. I, along with a lot of us, have been going through many trials. Some we understand, but most we don't. If we stay in the Lord and trust He leads us as the way we are to go, sometimes He will lead us to the understanding of these trials. Last night He led me to a message given through Judy. She has a channel called The Rapture Kitty. I was shown He has me right where He wants me. And even though things are not as I would want them, I am within His will for me, and as long as I stay there, He will take care of me. And He has not forgotten me. He has me listening to His messages through Him speaking to me in dreams and in messages He leads me to. He is such a great and wonderful God, and He knows where each one of us is. As I was writing this message, I heard very clear, labors of love. Everything we do within His will for us is a labor of love. His love for us and our love for Him. No matter how big or small we think these labors are, we are doing labors of love. Every one of them and every one of us are very important to Him. He has a reason for everything we are going through, and He will take us through it. If we let Him lead us and stay within His will and stay within Him, we will be fine. Trust in Him. Go to Him, and you will never go wrong, as His way is always the best way. Even if we have a hard time doing it, don't give up. Don't lose faith, and trust He has you in hand. He does have us and will never let us go. He promised. He said no one can pluck us from His hand. Yesterday the Lord brought to mind some things that I had not thought of for many years, showing His coming is very soon. In the early 1970s, the Lord told me that the world would end in 78. Of course, I thought that meant 1978, and we all know that didn't happen. But I did have big changes in my life that year and thought that was what he meant, that the world for me did end and change. He showed me yesterday that we are coming to 78, the year 5778. The Lord also reminded me of a dream Rhonda Epson had last year where we were allowed to leave 2 minutes early. And recently she dreamed that it was 2 minutes before midnight. Another sister has been given the knowing that we could go home this quarter. And many people have been brought to the understanding that the year does not start in September, but in the spring, closer to Passover. If the 2 minutes are quarters, and the year that we are allowed, and if we are allowed to leave 2 quarters early, that would bring us to now. We all know that there are many calendars, and no one knows for sure which one is right, if any of them. But the Lord has brought us all to this, the Lord has brought all of this to me with the knowing that He is coming very, very soon. I know that I and many have been saying this, and the Lord has been giving this to many, but I have a different sense of knowing this time that it is really true. He is coming, and it will be at any moment now. Well, the Lord said to sign this one, Terry and the Holy Spirit. God bless us all, and I love you.